Today I want to take a look at Champions of Krynn for the Amiga. This is something I just purchased off eBay the other day. And I had this on the Commodore 64 back in the day. But that's what I played it on. I played all these games, these, well, what are they called? These Dragonlance games, these Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. They sometimes called the Gold Box games because they sometimes came in a gold box. But yeah, I had these back in the day on the Commodore 64. I never played them on the Amiga because I played them all on the Commodore 64. The first fantasy role-playing epic in the legendary Dragonlance game world of Krynn. Champions of Krynn improves on the award-winning game using SSI's Mega Hits, Pool of Radiance and Curse of the Azure Bonds, which I also played on the Commodore 64. Now, for the first time on your computer, the Dragonlance saga unfolds in a spectacular AD&D fantasy role-playing adventure. The War of the Lance is over, but evil is a bad loser. And it's got some lovely box art there. There they are, the Champions of Krynn. That's the giant floating palace thing, or citadel, whatever it was. That's in the books. That's really good. Got some great artwork. So yeah, Champions of Krynn. I played this game, but I can't remember the plot or the story or anything. But yeah, it was a great game. It was what I remember playing a long time playing it. So it's got 3 game discs. I don't know if these work yet. I haven't tried them. You get a little Amiga quick start card. It tells you all the Amiga-y information that you might need to know. That's because this manual here, it's got a manual that is like the adventurer's journal. It tells you about the spells and the rules and stuff like that. This is more just like, you know, what does this spell do? What do you do after combat? Stuff like that. Stuff that's the same for every game. So that's quite useful, but this has got like the Amiga-specific information in about how to control it. You know, here's the keys and stuff like that. Before beginning play, you should make backups. So we're going to do that, and there's also got hard disk installation. So I'm going to do that. And I have done a live stream where I hard disk installed the Beholder, and it crashed and like corrupted my disk, which was bad news. I can tell you that, absolutely bad news. So there you go. So maybe we'll try hard disk installing it. Like I said, never played these back in the day on the Amiga, so it'd be nice to have a go at them. A lot less, like there was a lot of floppy swapping on the Amiga. That was a big deal. Sorry, on the Commodore 64, because it was on 4 double-sided discs. Let's just see if the actual discs even load. What I'm going to do, I think, rather than installing them straight off the floppy, I'll put them in and I'll make an ADF of them, and I'll do the installer from the ADFs. Like if there's a read error on these, hopefully it'll show up while I'm making the ADFs of them. Well, there's disc 1. It looks like it's readable at least. Oh yeah, look at that. Game. What a massive icon. Love the way the Amiga had massive icons for everything. Oh, and there's the hard disk install. So we could install straight from there. I think it's probably wiser. I'm going to make ADFs of this. So yeah, I could do this straight off the floppies, but I don't know if they work yet, and I have seen it corrupt my disk. I saw either Beholder corrupt my disk because it got halfway through the install, and it was like constantly, I think, writing to the hard disk, and then it kind of like the installer bombed out, and then it just wouldn't go any further. So when I reset the computer, it kind of corrupted the disk. Well, that doesn't sound good. So already that didn't sound great at the end there. It's possible this drive needs a service, but it did not make a nice sound. Made a horrible noise. Is it going to do it on disc 2? No. So disc 1 could be bad. Disc 3 sounds healthy so far. I'm not sure if it's picking up on the mic. Yeah, that sounds alright. So it was just disc 1 that sounded a little bit dodgy. Should we just read disc 1 again? Oh, it sounded better that time. Maybe the disc, you know, maybe it's not been read for 30 years. Maybe it was a bit dodgy, who knows? So I've successfully ADF'd 3 of those discs. Install Champions of Krynn. To install it on your hard disk, insert disc 1, double click on the disk icon to open it up, and then double click on the icon to HD install. Follow the on-screen prompts until all 3 floppies have been copied to your hard disk. Right, I've got my 3 ADFs. So let's mount all of those. Because I can do this, because this is Workbench 3.2. Could not mount disk image. Disk contents would likely crash the Amiga. Really? Oh, that's interesting. I can't mount the first disk. So maybe disk 1 is bad. Oh, hang on a minute. No, it's already there. That's why I can't mount it. It's weird. I think that's got the... So that was already mounted. Was that the problem? Yeah, if you do that. Yeah, so that's a bit of a rubbish error message. It's just trying to mount a disc that's already mounted. So let's give it a go. Okay. This is the bit where it's all gonna go wrong. It's not a very advanced installer. It doesn't look great, does it? So we've got stuff, games, champions. Let's try that. Oh, is it copying? Looks like it's writing to the hard disk. I can see the light going. This thing's... There we go. Disk 3, all quiet. I think it's just done. It's there. There it is. It's got the Workbench 1.3 drawer icon as well. Here we are. So we've got the old icons, but that's not a problem. And maybe it was... I mean, it's a 1990 game, so maybe... Probably would be Workbench 2. Like... Time. Look at all this stuff in here. Oh! Nice. Got the sound effects. Let's see. Game. Let's run game. Let's see if it runs. Please. Yeah! I think this was the same music on the Commodore 64. Oh, it's much more colourful though. $19.90, yeah. Hey, it works. The discs work. So far, anyway. Do I need to press a key or something? Let's do the demo. Let's see if the demo works. So this is kind of it. Like, you see people in the top left. There's a little picture of them. You talk to them or something like that. That's your party up there. You can have 6 people in your party. Your hearty band of adventurers have been summoned to rid the land of this evil. That's always the thing for these games, isn't it? Rid the land of evil, please. Let's shut this disc up. And here we go. So, can I play it with the... Oh, it's the demo. I'm not playing it. Forgot about that. But I think I'd play that with the cursor keys. I think it's going to show me a bit of combat now. Find shops where you may purchase equipment to aid in your adventure. So it's a lot more basic looking than if you're used to Either Beholder. It's a lot more basic looking than Either Beholder, but it's not really about this walking around bit. It's more about you get this, you get a view of like, oh, something's happened, and you might have to talk to these people and stuff like that, and then it might end up in a fight, and that's the camp. So you got a camp to rest or whatever. And it's got the 3 moons at the top. It's got the silver, the red, and the black moon. So if you've got magic users, the magic users can like attune. They're usually like good, neutral, or evil magic users, so to speak. So depending on which one they are, their powers won't be as good depending on what the phase of those moons is. So it's a bit weird. So sometimes your magic users are strong and sometimes they're not. And it can be a thing that you might want to have 2 magic users in your party that are of different attunements. Be ever watchful, because you may never know when evil will strike, because it's going to be the combat. Doesn't seem to be doing anything there. I wonder if it's crashed. I mean, the mouse pointer's moving. Nope. Well, we didn't get very far there, did we? I'm now stuck. It's not loading anything off the hard drive. It's just not progressed. I think it was supposed to load the combat there, and it didn't work. So I wonder if that's an incompatibility with the 1200. I doubt it, because this game runs in Workbench, so I suspect the games that run in Workbench probably just fine. But you never know. Or maybe I've got a bad disk. But that doesn't seem right, that it's just crashed there. Let's go the 3-finger salute. See what we get. Well, maybe these discs don't work, or maybe it just doesn't work on the Amiga 1200. I mean, a 1990 game, the Amiga 1200 was not out, was it? In fact, the Amiga... Oops, I've booted Amiga test kit there. In 1990, was Workbench 2 out? I'm not even sure. Can't remember what year those computers came out. Getting started quickly, saving games. I wonder if I could start a game and see if that works. So it should be installed here. There's Champions. Let's run it. It's going to be hard to get into combat quickly, though. I wonder if this is totally broken. Oh, I scripted it. Right, let's play the game. Oh, right, this is this is great. This is the copy protection. So it has these like tavern journals. There'll be places in the game where it asks you, you go into a tavern and it'll say read Tavern Journal 13, but the Adventurer's Journal will also be the copy protection. So you have to go to journal entry 35, page 32. What is word 5 of journal entry 35? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's party. So let's see. Hey, and we're in. So let's see if we can. Can I add an existing character? I don't have any. Oh, look at this. So you could spend quite a while just creating your character. Oh, look at that. Put your colours and the size. You'd be a halfling. Oh, my word. That's just amazing. Is this icon okay? Yes. So let's add the character to the party. And let's begin adventuring. I've only put. You should put 6 people in your party, but I've only put 1. So let's begin our adventure. The Inn of the Last Home in Solace. A brave band gathers in preparation for a grim journey, a land conquered from the dragon armies, to be scoured from the last vestiges of evil. There you go, it's really cool. So this one, like unlike Eye of the Beholder, which seems to have no story, this one has actually got like story and interactions and stuff. Oh, an older Knight of the Rose is introduced as Sir Carl Gardson. His mission is to evaluate the outpost for the Council of Knights. Ah, and look, you've got like an overworld map. Begin journeying to the outpost. The party travels through Slamnia and arrives near Throttle. There you go. You're escorted to the commandant. See, it's like it's this story. It's actual story. Discussing some important issues. Your first mission is to patrol Throttle and report any suspicious activities immediately. And record it. Oh, you record it in journal entry 51. So let's have a look. Let's go to journal entry 51. The worst monsters. I don't know why they couldn't. They could put this in the game, but I suppose it's the copy protection. The worst monsters our scouts have reported anywhere in the area are hobgoblins. Draconians and evil dragons have long since abandoned this area to our forces. So they're kind of starting you off easy. I think that's what that means. Because the draconians would be quite hard to fight. Some of them explode when they die and stuff like that. Also be sure to report back here immediately if anything unusual or dangerous occurs. This outpost depends on information brought back by patrols such as yours. Good luck, and may Paladine watch over you. Excellent. So we've already used the manual for great effect there. I think you can play this all with the keyboard without the mouse, but you can use the mouse as well. Buy and ready equipment from before going out. I'm not going to do that because I'm just demoing the game. Where do we want to go? Leave. Let's leave. You're near an outpost. Do you enter? No. So move. How do I move? Can I use the? Oh, you can use the mouse pointer. So we're going. Oh, it's an attack. Immediately moved 1 step and it's attacked. So there are draconians straight away. Look, that's a draconian. They've massacred the men and are now slaughtering the women and children. Oh no! They pause to see you, then rush to attack. Right, I have literally got 1 person in my party, and I didn't buy any equipment, and I don't even know what I picked. So this is the bit that's quite cool. It may look awful, but this combat was actually quite good. I can't remember how to play though, so I can view. No, I want to view the area. I don't know how to. I don't want to move. I want to see what's around me, but I don't know how to do that. I can aim. You have to do it with aim? I don't know. I can move though. I think there is a way to look around the battlefield. I can't remember now. So it's all turn-based. Like, if you don't move, then nothing happens. So with one with one member in the party, I'm just screwed. So that was a really bad idea. I got into some draconians straight away. So that's bad news. What happened? Oh, do you know what? It's frozen. It's absolutely frozen. So it's not been a great success. I don't know if this is an Amiga 1200 problem I've got, but it didn't seem to want to get out of the combat. So, or it could be the fact I've got some. There could be some dodgy discs. So maybe my install is balked because of some of the discs that are in here. Don't know. But it seems like it mostly works, but not quite. And it's not stable enough to play, unfortunately. So I'd have to find a way of playing this. But that was just a quick look at Champions of Krynn. This was a great game. At least I remember it being a great game on the Commodore 64. Had a lot of fun playing this. So I would like to play it again on the Amiga, but obviously whatever's going on here, either discs are bad or doesn't like the Amiga 1200. One of those two, or could be both actually. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to try and get this working at some point and get it set up. But yeah, it's crashed after the first combat, so not doing so great. But that is a quick look at Champions of Krynn for the Amiga. If anybody played these games, you probably remember these fondly. And like I said, I played them. I think they only came out on PC, Commodore 64, and Amiga. I don't think they came out on anything else. So if you didn't have one of those platforms, you probably didn't play it. But this one I remember being particularly good because it was Dragonlance, and as we all know, Dragonlance is great stuff. So yeah, it's just a quick look at Champions of Krynn for the Amiga. Doesn't quite work, but maybe I can get it to work somehow.